Have you ever looked at the loose change sitting in your pocket, your wallet, or an old coin jar and wondered if one simple quarter could be worth far more than just 25 cents? Most people spend these coins without giving them a second thought, but collectors know that hidden among millions of ordinary coins are a few remarkable pieces that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Today, we're taking a close look at the 1998 Washington quarter, a coin that many Americans have owned at one time or another. While the vast majority are only worth their face value, certain examples have become highly desirable to collectors because of their condition, rarity, and unique minting errors. The Washington quarter has been one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it quickly became a favorite among Americans. By 1998, the design had already been in circulation for more than 6 decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the front of the coin, you will see the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse features the classic eagle design that collectors admired before the state quarters program began in 1999. This means the 1998 Washington quarter is one of the final regular eagle reverse quarters ever produced, giving it a special place in American coin history. During 1998, the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of these quarters at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The San Francisco Mint also struck proof versions specifically for collectors. Because of these enormous production numbers, finding an ordinary circulated 1998 quarter is very easy. However, finding one in exceptional condition is a completely different story. Coins that have never entered circulation and still display their original mint luster are much harder to find than many people realize. Collectors are always searching for coins with sharp details, brilliant surfaces, and no visible signs of wear. One of the biggest factors that determines a coin's value is its condition. Professional grading companies carefully inspect every tiny detail under magnification. Even the smallest scratch, nick, or loss of shine can significantly reduce the value. That's why two coins from the same year can have dramatically different prices. A worn quarter might still be worth only 25 cents, while another that looks almost perfect could be worth hundreds of dollars simply because it has survived in outstanding condition. Another exciting reason collectors search for the 1998 Washington quarter is the possibility of mint errors. Every now and then, something unexpected happens during the minting process. A coin may be struck off-center, have a doubled design displayed as cracks, or show other unusual features created by the machinery. These mistakes are not common, and because they are genuine errors produced by the U.S. Mint, collectors are often willing to pay impressive premiums for them. The more dramatic and well-preserved the error, the greater the potential value. Proof quarters from the San Francisco Mint are another category worth mentioning. These coins were never intended for everyday circulation. Instead, they were specially struck using polished dies and carefully prepared blanks, producing mirror-like fields and frosted designs. While many proof coins remain in collector sets, a few accidentally entered circulation over the years. If you discover a 1998 proof quarter in your pocket change, it could be an exciting find, especially if it remains in excellent condition. Many people believe that age alone makes a coin valuable, but that's not how coin collecting works. A coin is rarity, demand, condition, and any unusual characteristics all combine to determine its market value. This is why experienced collectors inspect every detail before deciding whether a coin deserves a place in their collection. Patience and careful observation often lead to surprising discoveries. So, what could a 1998 Washington quarter actually be worth to date? Most circulated examples are still worth only 25 cents. Uncirculated coins in excellent condition may sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on their grade. Professionally graded coins receiving the highest mint state grades can reach hundreds of dollars, and exceptionally rare error coins or nearly flawless examples have sold for well over $1,000 in the collector market. These prices depend on certification, rarity, collector demand, and current market conditions. The next time you receive change from a store, don't rush to spend every quarter without taking a closer look. One careful inspection could reveal a coin that collectors have been searching for. It may not make you an instant millionaire, but discovering a high-grade or rare error 1998 Washington quarter would certainly be an exciting moment for any collector. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in the places we look at every single day without realizing their true potential. Imagine opening an old drawer in your home, finding a forgotten jar filled with quarters, and noticing a single 1998 Washington quarter resting among hundreds of ordinary coins. At first glance it looks no different from the others, yet collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can transform a simple 25-cent piece into a collectible worth far more than its face value. That is why experienced numismatists never ignore any coin until they have examined it carefully. When you first hold a 1998 Washington quarter, begin by looking at the date. Make sure it clearly reads 1998 and then check beneath the ribbon on the reverse for the mint mark, or on the obverse to the right of Washington as ponytail, depending on the design details. A coin with no mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, while AD indicates it was produced in Denver. If you find an S, you may have a proof coin originally made for collectors rather than circulation. Each version has its own level of collector interest, and understanding where your coin was minted is the first step in determining its potential value. Next, pay close attention to the coin's surface. Does it still have its original bright mint luster, or has years of circulation worn away the shine? A coin that has spent decades passing from hand to hand usually develops scratches, dents, and smooth areas where the design has worn down. On the other hand, a coin that was carefully stored shortly after leaving the mint may still display brilliant cartwheel luster when tilted under a light. That shimmering effect is something collectors love to see because it often indicates the coin has never been circulated. Now examine George Washington's portrait. Look closely at the hair above the forehead, the cheek, the jawline, and the lettering around the rim. Sharp details suggest minimal wear, while flat or smooth areas indicate circulation. Turn the coin over and inspect the eagle. The feathers, wings, and arrows should appear crisp and well defined. Every tiny detail helps determine the overall grade, and even a slight improvement in grade can make a significant difference in value. Collectors also search carefully for mint-made errors. Under a magnifying glass, inspect every letter and number for signs of doubling. Check whether the design is perfectly centered or if part of it is missing because the coin was struck off-center. Look around the rim for cracks or raised lines that may have resulted from a damaged die. Sometimes small die